Our final month of cruising for the season seemed to fly by in a blur of activity and adventure. After an unforgettable road trip with our friends Max and Karen, we found ourselves back in the Cruz, where we spent our last day doing what we do best.
We are walking up the dock to go to Lusty one more time. And tomorrow we're out of here, if everything goes well.
Last dinner with the family before we head out. It's a bittersweet feeling, but the wind is here and it's time for us to move on. We can't start next season unless we end this one. Adios,
Marco, like you guys living.
Adios.
Don't like this.
Word.
That's it?
You should take it away from Chris, yeah.
That is hilarious. People.
Oh. I'm being the bad person and splitting up the group. Fuck you, Chris!
Here you go.
What the fuck?
Huh? You want to do me a favor? You want to tell the camera what you're doing?
I know I'm trying to find the dipstick that I could have sworn fell down here, but don't see it right now. Fuck.
So, just keeping with the tradition of things, we plan to leave today, but we lost our dipstick somehow. Still not really sure how that happened, but it's not where it's supposed to be. So Chris is trying to find it right now, and we decided that it's a sign from the universe.
Okay.
Okay, where is it? It's not under there. Found it. Guy just jumped out of the transmission somehow. Never had that happen, ever.
It's a sign from the universe. We were not supposed to leave today. Well, clearly we're still on the dock, and as planned, things did not go as planned. So we have one more day in the cruise. Tomorrow is our 6th wedding anniversary, and I think we will be celebrating by sailing north. But right now we have one more day with our friends. So we're gonna go have a pool party, say our long goodbyes once again, and just enjoy the unplanned last moments. We spent a relaxing pool day with our friends, enjoying each other's company and mentally preparing for the journey ahead. Chris had a video shoot in LA scheduled for the following week, so we needed to sail 500 miles north to Guaymas to haul out and prepare for hurricane season. Do you feel better?
He's never leaving.
Good morning.
Good morning. We're getting out of here, officially. I hope. I'm gonna put the AC away and get out of here.
Bye, my old friend.
Back to sweating.
Well, we're officially on our way again. Kind of crazy to be leaving Cruz for the little manta rays underneath me. That's cool. Anyways, where was I? Okay, we're officially on our way north again. This is the second time we pointed our bow north in Mexico, and it feels good to be headed back up into C. Cortez, see some familiar people, some familiar places, and set us up well for next year. We're gonna go to change it up a little bit. We're not going all the way to Penasco this year. We learned last year that we didn't want to do that long of a trek again, so we're gonna go all out in Guaymas this year. It's about 300 miles further south, so it's a lot quicker and faster and easier to get there than it is in Penasco. Yeah, Sea State's awesome right now. It's in, I don't know, 1 foot every 10 seconds. Great. The breeze is just now starting to fill in from the northwest. According to the models, it's supposed to start going more westerly by about 1 o'clock. So we're just chilling, got the motor kicked off, making some water. Had some issues with the water maker today, but right now it seems to be working good. We're just taking a nap, and that's about it. Feels so good to have the boat moving under her own power again. I'm definitely all in lubber right now. I have no sea legs, so I'm all over the place, and my back is all cranked up. So with that being said, I think I'm gonna go sit back in the cockpit and chill for a little bit.
Welcome to the cockpit update. I am your host, Marissa. Right now we are sailing. We are going a steady 5, sometimes 6 knots, and although we had originally intended on going straight to San Carlos, the weather had a different plan for us. So it looks like now we're going to be pulling into Topolobampo pretty soon-ish, like in a day or so, and hanging out there until the wind decides to cooperate, and then we'll continue our way north. So I'm excited to have a little break in the movement. Especially after being in La Cruz and on the dock so long. Chris and I are finding ourselves having a hard time adjusting to our sea legs. They haven't come back yet, but I did figure out that I could still move on the boat. So that is fun. Chris has been fighting with our water maker. I took a long nap because I woke up and I was extremely lethargic. So after getting off the dock and setting our course, I asked Chris if it would be cool if I took a nap, and then I fell asleep and took a nap for pretty much 4 hours. I woke up and it was 12:30, checked my phone, I was like, okay, cool. Went back to sleep. Woke up like an hour later and it was still 12:30 because we had jumped a time zone. Forgot that happens. So in that whole span of 4 hours, Chris was fighting our water maker because it wasn't putting out pure drinking water, but he seems to have fixed it, thank goodness, and we should have full water tanks again soon.
It felt good to have movement beneath us again, even as our cruising season was coming to a close. Mother Nature treated us to a spectacular sunset, and we were joined by a few unexpected visitors. While seabirds often bring their own set of challenges, namely poop and lots of it, I always urge Chris to let them stay for the ride. After all, seabirds are believed to be the spirits of deceased sailors. When a pair of blue-footed boobies landed on our bow, we granted them permission to hitch a ride, and they stayed with us. There's always two, rarely three, which leads me to believe one of them is the spirit of Avocet's previous owner, who loved this boat deeply, and the other might just be Chris's dad, coming along for the journey. Chris later admitted to me that as soon as I went down for my off watch, he tried to scare the birds off, and karma immediately bit him in the butt because he lost his favorite scrub brush in the process. Moral of the story, don't mess with the seabirds. Bringing in that sweet solar. Trying to keep the spinnaker filled, but we have a little bit of swell that's making it tough, but for the most part she's happy.
We've had a good passage, but I am just exhausted. So it's been a fantastic sail north. Since leaving La Cruz, we've done a lot of sailing, a lot less motoring this year. Last year we had just rebuilt the motor and I had this want to test it to make sure that it was sound and good. And this year, I know it's sounding good and we did a lot of sailing. We're coming up to Topolobampo now. It's 5:20 in the morning. We kind of drifted last night for a long time to wait for the sunrise today because we were coming into an unknown anchorage, and it's always good practice to come into an unknown anchorage with light. And I'm exhausted. I've been rambling. We've been trying to do this intro for probably, this isn't even an intro. We've been trying to shoot this for like 15 minutes. It's fine. And that's all I got. I'm gonna try to get this stupid reefing line out of the back of the boom because it's stuck. Words are hard right now.
Approaching Topolobampo by sea is relatively straightforward, though sailors should be mindful of the tidal currents in shallow areas near the entrance, which can result in significant breaking waves. The channel leading into the harbor is well marked, and the port itself is protected by a long breakwater, providing a safe haven from the sometimes unpredictable conditions of the Sea of Cortez. We anchored out in the closest spot to the channel since our stay would not be long. It was very reminiscent of Morro Bay in terms of current and sand spit scenery, but here it was much, much hotter. It was almost hard to believe that we would be back in California's cool climate within the next week or so. We spent our one day in Topo knocking some projects off our list, from sewing covers to cleaning and pre-packing the interior.
Just got done making these hatch covers. I don't know why I didn't do that 5 years ago. I should have, because they were about the easiest thing I've ever sewn in my life. And now they're covered. So one thing I don't have to varnish when we get to Brandis.
It was a long day, but we managed to break away to relax a bit and do some more hula hooping. Next on Sailing Avocet.
How you doing, babe?